Comfortable.
Let's see. I just want to see if what's going on here. All right, there we go. Hey, what's going on, working class hustlers of America and all across the globe? This is What to Sell on Amazon. I am Horace, also known as La Machine, and this is the working class hustler panel. We have the lovely Miss Karen, we have Brian, Mr. Peebles, and we got Sarah Mack. We are collectively here to address your questions, comments, and concerns. We want to thank you for spending a moment of your time with us. On this channel, we talk all things Amazon, selling using the arbitrage business model. So if that's something that you're into, consider subscribing to the channel. Hit the bell notification so that you can be notified whenever we come up with content for your benefit. We're going to get right into it. So if anybody did not check out the video from last Friday, just a couple of days ago, we were talking about holiday selling. That's going to be huge because a lot of you realize, most of you realize, fourth quarter, that is what it is all about. So many businesses focus so much of their selling efforts on the fourth quarter because they make a bulk of their profits during that time. We're going to talk about that. You guys, if you follow me, you know I get more into the psychoanalytics of it because I'm always interested in how people think and how they behave, not so much on just the outcome. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And I'm going to start out by just saying, and then I'm going to let the panelists weigh in on it. I want to say that number one, you have to think this channel focuses on newbies, and so much of your success has to do with your thought process. You have to understand, why would you be selling? Why would you be interested in the holidays? And you can talk about fourth quarter, you can talk about any holidays. Why is it? So for me personally, I have learned that the way shoppers buy during the holidays, it follows no rationale. It just seems like, you know, they're not price shopping a lot of times during the holidays. They're just buying. They have a lot to buy. And for me, if you could find a way, and we're going to talk a little bit about this, if you could find a way to seriously incorporate holiday shopping into your business model, in other words, you know, how are you purchasing? When are you purchasing? Are you willing to look ahead, buy now, and store for a year maybe? Those are the types of things. But I'm going to pass that off to whoever wants to take it in terms of why would you want to even concern yourself? Because you don't have to do it. You can sell without a real focus on holiday season. So anybody want to talk a little bit to the hustlers about why you would want to consider holiday selling? Okay, so we got CJ saying, "What's good, fam?" As a matter of fact, anybody as you enter, if you'd like to tell us who you are and where you're from, that way we can acknowledge you and thank you. Oh, there's Katie. Hi again from London. Thanks for joining us.
You know what, Horace? When I watched your video the other day, I did make a comment about the video and something that brings up an interesting point. One thing, a couple things about the holidays. One, things sell faster. And, people just, I don't know if it was you that said it, their mindset isn't on, am I budgeting to get the best price and whatnot? Their mind is set on, how fast can I get it, for my kid, husband, so on and so forth. But one thing that I wanted to explain to everything, coming into the holiday season, Amazon has already told sellers what kind of storage limits they have for this next quarter. And I was actually under that limit and was limited to, so many items. Now I am unlimited. And what that revolves around is your IPI score. And for
Okay.
those that are new, the IPI is the Inventory Performance Index, and it's made of several different matrix. One of the things is how fast are you selling through your products? How many products do you have in stock? There could be some debate on whether having an out of stock listing, whether you should delete it or not. I have, but I don't have no 100% evidence towards that. So I'm transitioning from books to new stuff. I still have like 100 and something books that have been sitting there for a while, and I probably just need to pull them. But the things that I had that were selling so fast, it has pulled my IPI score up above that 450 mark. And it actually took it, I think, 2 weeks, because it's not a formula based on like what you've done that past week. I'm pretty sure it goes back like 2 weeks, something like that. So if you're not able to have all those storage limits this year for the holiday season, keep that in mind as you go through and prepare for the next holiday season.
That I did read that comment, and I really appreciate it because I wasn't even thinking about it. And in that video, I was talking about these Halloween costumes. I sent them out, and I brought out some points, but I think it was really significant that you reminded me, hey, having stuff just sit out there for a whole, well, not a year, but whatever we looked at, 9 months or whatever, that's actually hurting my IPI, and that's going to negatively affect my limits. And yes, I do have limits. Let's see here. So CJ is from Philly. That's kind of close to me. I'm out of Amish time. Jose Sanchez from Columbus, Ohio. He says, "Go Browns." Oh boy. So, I'm gonna leave that one alone.
I'm just outside of Cleveland, Ohio, so woof woof woof.
Okay. Judy D says, "Hello, everybody." Marie says, "Hello, guys." Let's see. Katie says, "Don't laugh at me, but after a long month, I still don't know how to search for products. Don't take me wrong, I tried it all, but still no success. Can you tell me what I may be doing wrong?" Okay, so we're gonna take her question, but before we go there, did anybody, Sarah or Karen, did you want to weigh in on holiday selling? No.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to give equal time here, but the one thing that your video on holiday selling made me think about is, there's certain holidays that are just not my personal favorite holidays. And it really did remind me that it really doesn't matter if it's my personal favorite or not. I mean, truthfully, I'm just not a Halloween person. So I typically don't buy anything for myself or anybody else related to Halloween. But, maybe this year after Halloween, I should look to source some things for the next year, because I do source not only holidays out of season. I source for some other holidays kind of out of season, but I shop, I don't know, things that you would use if you were going hunting out of season, so that I'm ready before the next hunting season to send those things in.
Okay.
And, I don't hunt either. So, I mean, what's the difference? I should do that. So that was just kind of a light bulb for me.
Oh my God, I never even we talk about holiday shopping, holiday selling. You're the first person I ever heard talk about hunting season.
Hunting season is a thing.
That is a huge thing. Where
It's a thing. Might not be for you, but it's a thing.
I mean, I live in South Central PA. That is a huge thing. Think about it. The first day of hunting, the school shut down. Okay, so that's how serious it is out there. I never would have thought about it.
Yeah.
Sarah, did you want to weigh in on that as well, or?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm considering this year storing the Halloween items afterwards and Christmas. I've started right now in my garage, which no longer has a car, it just has my storage. I have toys upon toys upon toys getting ready for Christmas. But that's not the only season to stockpile for. You should stockpile Valentine's Day, Easter, anything that's not going to be perishable. Once it goes on clearance, stock up on it.
It's crazy how we, when you look at the behavior, particularly of American shoppers, as collectively as a group, the way we shop makes no sense. It's like it's in front of us right now. We want to buy it right now and move on. And the way retailers deal with holiday stuff, it's amazing. We need to study them because you can be getting stuff, it might be a stretch to say, but pennies on a dollar. It just depends on where you're getting it. And you can turn around and sell that stuff. Everybody wants, people come into this space wanting the 500% return on investments, the 700% return on investments. Well, you're going to have to come up with a strategy for that. And holiday sourcing after the holidays is a way to do it. But you're going to have some patience. That's not something you're going to have to start thinking like retailers think. They're not thinking today. They're planning for tomorrow. And if you're going to be successful, that's how you're going to have to do it. Let's go ahead and take that question from Katie. Still don't know how to search for products. Don't take me wrong. I've tried at all, but still no success. Can you tell me maybe what I'm doing wrong? Okay. So Katie's having a problem searching for products. We got to unpack that because number one, when you say products, that's just too general. What categories are you looking at? That could affect the degree of difficulty with it. There are plenty of products out there. We know this. I mean, you're talking to the panelists. We do this. So I would have to know, what are you trying to source? Where are you trying to source? I mean, in the UK, I can't tell you, I don't know where you might be looking, but if you have people that are from the UK that sell on the US and then they even source from sites in the US, so we need to know a little bit more about it. As a matter of fact, I'd love to work with you. If you want to contact me, you watch enough of my videos, you know how to connect. We're probably connected. Does anybody else want to weigh in on some of the hustlers out there that are having problems finding products?
I'm just wondering, where's Katie? She says she's tried, but what did you try? I'm not sure. Horace, do you know? Do you know some of the things she's tried? Which way?
I tell you, we'll kind of let her respond because we need to unpack that. I'm interested.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm reading, she's saying toys are all restricted, anything small, no, I'm only on USA. So that's interesting. I assume Katie must be using a packing facility.
A prep center?
Prep center, if she's in the UK but selling on the US market.
Mm-hmm.
So if that would tell me she's online sourcing. So
Yeah.
obviously tactical arbitrage is what we need to say, because that's going to show you things you haven't thought about. I would say if you're US, Walmart.com, their food section is great for finding items to flip.
And let me just hop in real quick. Don't get bogged down with toys. A lot of newbies come onto this platform and all they're thinking is toys, toys, toys. There are a lot of other categories. Don't forget about clothing. Don't forget about kitchen, in particular kitchen utensils. Don't forget, Amazon has a category called industrial and scientific. A lot of people aren't looking at that. Nuts and bolts and all types of things that you wouldn't think about. You know, I have videos that talk about things like Q-tips and you know, all types of paper products that aren't necessarily so sexy and cute and colorful, but these are regular staples, and those can be excellent replenishables. It might be, you might need some coaching, and like I said, we could determine that. Get connected with me if we need to hop on a quick call to really be able to assess what the overarching problem is, and then if that's something that we need to address, we can do that for you. Let's see. Good afternoon from Houston. That's happy 2020 time. Been with us for a long time. Amish Flipper has been with us for a long time. I'm not too far from Lancaster. I'm out there all the time. East Petersburg, to be exact. He knows where that is. Oh, there's Linda. Hello from Washington. Oh, there's Miss Teresa Thrash. We need to get you out here as a panelist. Let's see. Okay, so that was Brian asking. Judy D says, "Oh, I was thinking about Christmas shopping." Let's see what we got here.
You know, I was going to say another thing about, trying to find products around the holidays is kind of maybe just sit down and make, I think some holidays are obvious, but, maybe some are not. But if you make a list of holidays, between now and let's say through Christmas, and, obviously we have Thanksgiving, we have Christmas, we have Hanukkah. There's so many more that I can't think of top of my head. But if you start thinking about, Thanksgiving, just kind of like think about, what are some things that you do around your home to, prepare or have a meal with your friends and family, or if you go to somebody's house or whatnot, what all did they have? Did they have Thanksgiving themed napkins, disposable cups, disposable, silverware, those different things. And so maybe you might want to do, I don't know, maybe a manual search on Amazon and look up, Thanksgiving bundle, Thanksgiving pack, and see if like maybe there's a pack that has a bundle that has, forks and a Thanksgiving themed cups and plates all bundled together. And who knows, maybe you could, source those locally or online. Then a lot of people will not go through the trouble of putting the bundle together and sending it into Amazon. So, I mean, I'm just saying that's an idea.
It's
That's
a great
super
idea.
popular with Dollar Tree items.
Yeah, that's a great idea, because you'll hear me talking about the degree of separation that you can put between yourself and other sellers. That's huge when you say that a lot of people, they're just not willing to put that extra work in. And then you wonder, how am I going to fit in? The way you fit into this and carve your own niche is you're going to have to be able to do the things that others won't do, at least in the beginning. A lot of guys, you got to understand, this is a momentum-based business, and you got to be thinking about forming the foundation of your business, okay? I liken this to baseball. The team that wins the pennant, they don't hit a home run every time they come up to bat. So quit coming up to bat trying to knock it out of the park every time. You're going to have to do what the winners do, okay? They get singles, they get bunts, they sacrifice. Every now and then you get that triple. Every now and then you knock one out of the park. Every now and then you get a grand slam and you can win the championship. So let that be a lesson unto you. Judy D is saying, Horace, the list that you provided, can we buy those items anytime after? Can we still make a profit? So she's referring to the ungated leads list. So if anyone is interested, especially newbies, I do provide an ungated leads list. It's good for helping really get you going. And Uh, you can buy those items for as long as they're available. Typically, I'll provide a list. Those items will be available for maybe 2 or 3 days. By then, they're out because you got other people sourcing as well. Prices. It has been said, and it is true. Pricing on Amazon is like the stock market. It's going up, it's going down. Think about that. If you're going to do this business, there are going to be times where you're sourcing and the price is at one place. And by the time you get your inventory and get it in and have it available, the price has changed. That could be good, that could be bad. In most cases, you're just going to have to play it like the stock market. It will take a little bit of patience. If
It seems to me the prices literally always, in my case, for some reason, go down. Like if I see the price and by the time I get my shipment into FBA, the prices are down. So that's probably partially a case for doing fulfilled by merchant sometimes. But the other thing is that the prices do go up and down. So just because the price has gone down by the time my merchandise hits the warehouse, it doesn't mean that it won't go back up. And so sometimes I just have to be willing to wait it out a little bit. But that also means that I should select items to send in to FBA where there's enough margin that, if it's sold at the asking price, at least there's some time that I could wait and pay, the monthly fees while I'm waiting and still make a profit. So it's pretty it's a pretty interesting thing. It's kind of like the stock market, I think. Oh, there they are.
You can, but if you want.
It's pretty.
look who's out here.
It's a pretty interesting thing. It's kind of like.
Look who's out here.
Oh, there they are.
You can talk in this.
Yes, you can hear it.
We can hear you. So you guys need
Can
to
you
figure
hear
out
us?
who's gonna have the headphones.
Oh my gosh.
And as
Here,
we can see,
You
the
have
boss got
headphones.
the
He said they can hear
headphones.
you now.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
This is too much
Okay,
of a
hustlers.
production.
It's fun.
We have a pair of our favorite panelists, Nate and Elizabeth.
What?
Thank you so much for joining us. And we're gonna get into it. This is gonna be a real treat for those of you who are on, because Nate and Elizabeth were at an event last weekend. What was the name of that event, guys?
ASD.
ASD. And
We
if
were
you're
at
not,
ASD this week.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you talk.
yeah, why don't
I don't like
Elizabeth?
this. It's too much of a
Elizabeth,
production.
why don't you explain to the hustlers exactly what ASD is?
It's a bunch of people coming in to sell stuff. It's like a big old convention. They come from all over the world, really.
It's a trade show.
A
Yeah.
trade show, expo.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Where's
let's
my-
see if I can. I want to see if I can show.
We tried to connect last week and we couldn't do that either. When we was at the show.
But we got you now.
Oh, there we are.
And there they were,
Mm-hmm.
at the event, looking spiffy,
Listen.
and they actually blessed us with some video clips. We're going to see if we can bring those in and allow them to sort of narrate to us what was going on. But why don't we, for the hustlers that might be thinking, because we got a lot of newbies out here, right? And they may be thinking, why would I want to go to ASD? What would be the benefit? Is it a worthwhile investment? You guys want to talk to the newbies about that? Why would we even consider it?
Well, they have hundreds, I would imagine, vendors, distributors, manufacturers, people that just want to sell their stuff. And if you want to buy things in large quantities, there are people there that
Pallet
will
sales,
offer that to you.
lots of
You can buy
pallets.
them in pallets. You can buy small shipments. They're just trying to sell their items. And right there is, it's like a huge flea market. If you've ever been to a flea market, that's basically what it is. There's dozens and dozens of places for you to go, lots of different items to see. We made some purchases. We didn't buy from everybody. We weren't interested in everything, but they have a variety of things from jewelry to CBD items to clothing to perfumes.
Right. And World Market was what, the next day?
Closeout items. There were even people there that were selling full pallets, the types that you get from a liquidation service.
Lots of closeouts.
There were a lot of closeout places. It was a lot. It's overwhelming. If you go, you should at least go once so that you can see what's available. Just make sure you have on some comfy shoes. There's a lot of walking. After that first day, the next morning when we got up, we both felt like we got beat down twice.
7,000
It was
steps
bad.
in
It's a
just
lot of
one
walking.
hall. And it was
But it
in
was
two.
fun.
Yeah, and it was in both halls too.
Yeah, they had it in 2 separate halls.
Yeah, the brand new one that they just finished and
Can you
the
hear
older
him?
one.
Here.
Yeah, they can hear me. They can hear me.
Here.
Yeah, we can. We can hear you.
Awesome. Yeah, it was really nice. We
How
looked
many
for
days were you there? How many days did you actually go to spend at the show?
Oh, we spent that whole day because wanted to get the halls done. We were there. Was it Sunday?
We were there
Sunday. Went back Monday to do
7:30 till when they closed.
Right, 7:30. Well, did it ever close?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was. What time was it?
We left at about 5. I think.
Yeah, because we were there at 7 when it opened up, right there. And they were also one of the things like for next year that you want to do. Call a vendor and get an early pass.
Yeah.
And you can go in Saturday before everybody else goes in, and make your make your deals with the vendors.
Yep. They let you come look early.
Right. They let you get to look see real early before anyone gets in, and all you have to do is call your vendor and let them know you're coming. So it was really nice.
How did were you able to find a lot of vendors who were willing to work with Amazon sellers? Because I understand at ASD, some will work with Amazon sellers and some really don't want to. So was it pretty easy to figure out?
It was easy. Could be pretty much.
They tell you.
Yeah, they'll tell you.
They'll tell you
right up front. You know, we don't work with Amazon, or
they asked us as well.
Yeah,
some of them asked us.
Some of them will ask you, but usually, we have name tags, and some name tags say e-commerce. Ours said retailer, so we work with everybody, and it just depends on who you went with. But it was tons. I mean, some booths we would get tired of going through booth after booth after booth after booth. I mean, some rows.
You had to take a break.
Yeah, you need a break.
Tell them about the. A lot of times for the newbies, when you go to these expos, you're given tons of samples, things that you can try. Can you speak a little bit about bags, suitcases worth of?
Oh my goodness! When you go, we brought a suitcase, and we filled up one suitcase full of items. Matter of fact, you want to tell them about that?
I can't hear anything.
Again? Okay, good. We filled up one suitcase alone. I had one. There were suitcases there. Pretty much rolling suitcases, which you needed to fill up things.
They provided those.
Right. Some of the vendors had their own custom-made suitcases, pretty much. Matter of fact, I think the wife's got one now.
Right now.
Okay, but it's there, and it's
Judy is
more
asking a question about invoices at the trade show.
Yes, they give you if you're going to buy there, they already have the invoices ready, like a handwritten invoice.
And they'll email you.
And they'll email you
an official one.
The official one too. So they're ready. Nice. They were ready to make a deal, believe me.
Yep.
And it was an awful lot of vendors out of Florida. So they're coming all the way from Florida over here to pretty much the West Coast to sell their goods. And they work with you. I mean, we got some really good deals.
Just in time for fourth quarter.
Exactly. I mean, the price breaks. We had one that just is an awesome price break. What we're getting. So it was really nice. Well
So
worth it. I'll be there next year.
that's what I
Karen,
was
you
about
come.
to. I was
Karen,
I'm
about
I'm
to.
waiting on
definitely
you.
going to make it next year, no matter what.
Mhm.
I
Yes,
think.
it's worth. It's like I guess it's like they say, you run out of money buying things, but you never have
There's
enough
always
money.
product.
There's always product,
Hmm.
so it's easy.
Well, if you want, we can see if we can pull up a couple of videos, and maybe you guys could kind of narrate a little bit of what was going on. I'm not sure how that's going to work, hustlers. We're going to give that a shot. Uh, but
I'm gonna well,
before I try to queue up a
narrate it.
video, maybe we could take another question or so. Let's see what we got. Okay, somebody was saying about using TA with the lightning courses. So right on this channel, guys, if you're interested in using the sourcing software Tactical Arbitrage, we have an entire series to help you get started, and that would include bulk lists to help you pick different stores, different categories, so you don't even have to deal with that. Let's see. Okay, wasted 2 days scanning, but came out with nothing. At Aldi's? Okay. If I'm
I think
understanding that.
Sarah responded to that saying
Oh,
that you
okay.
Yeah,
have to get the right.
their barcodes, Aldi's and Trader Joe's do not have normal barcodes, so you cannot scan in either of those stores. You have to take a photo of the front of the box or manually type it in. Aldi's will let you clear the shelf. Trader Joe's puts limits on how many you can take, but they do have excellent profit margins.
Yeah,
Um,
I've heard about Trader Joe's. We don't have them, but
yeah, I know someone who makes a lot of money at Aldi's, and he clears the shelf
wow.
of the item, and Aldi's never stops him, so that's great. Um,
I tried it before. It's been a couple years. I didn't have much success, but
yeah, they have seasonal and special items. That's where you have to get it because that's what people like, the German festival and other stuff like that.
okay, Katie, I do have WhatsApp. We'll figure out a way to get that going. If you need to get with me through YouTube, you can contact me there, and then we can kind of get the dialogue going. There's Timbo Tim from Iowa. I didn't know that's where you were.
Horace, I got something to say about Aldi's.
Sure.
I seen that first comment saying somebody couldn't, find anything at Aldi's, and I just been doing some manual sourcing here while we were doing the video or whatnot. But what I did is I went online, I went to Google, and I found out what the Aldi's private label brands were. And so they have a coffee brand called Barissimo. Maybe I'm pronouncing that wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So I just did a quick search at Amazon for Barissimo, found tons and tons and tons of products. And so I'm looking at a certified vanilla cream brulee K-Pods 18 count.
Okay.
And if you could source that, the way I've got my thing set up, if I can source that for $7.99 or less, that would give you a 40% ROI with a profit of $3.19.
Wow.
So, I found several things. So, like what the other person said, don't scan the barcodes. You'll find a lot more stuff typing in what you're looking at.
And what
Yeah.
Brian's doing is if you do what Brian does, you can go to the store with a list, so you don't even have to scan. Like Aldi is so small and Trader Joe's are both so small that if you just do that reverse search that Brian just did, you know what you're looking for. You already know what the margin is. And with Aldi's, you know that coffee's way under $7.99.
Wow. Very, very good. And I can just tell you, hustlers, if you're new and you're ungated in grocery and gourmet coffee, you really can't go wrong. Americans drink a ton of it. Uh, Real quick, guys, we're going to see if we can pull up a video. But before we do that, for everyone who's out here right now, thank you so much for being with us. Do the channel and the YouTube community a favor. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up, hit that like, make sure you share, and also make sure you subscribe if you're not a current subscriber. All right, guys, we're gonna see what we can do here. So let's see here. What we're gonna try and do, we're gonna see if we can pull up one of the videos. Okay, can you guys narrate a little bit about what we're seeing here? These will be quick.
That one was a clothing store.
Okay.
And actually, just a note, they don't let you video at the ASD. So you have to do it on the sly. So,
we got some covert operations going on here.
So I had to hold the phone like mid down, way below, and have it so it doesn't look like I'm, because my little light doesn't come on. So that's why it's moving so much, because I was actually walking.
You film better than me, man. When I try that, it's terrible.
So that one was clothing. It looked like warm or colder weather type stuff. That's moving really fast. They had pretty scarves.
Oh, is that what that was?
That was scarves.
Okay.
I think.
Hustlers, I want you to take a minute and thank our panelists for doing this. They did this for us.
Did you
get
that
camera and walk through there?
That was sportswear
for our benefit. I mean, that is so nice.
Pretty amazing.
It is.
That one didn't show a whole lot. I don't know if one of the other ones. I think I sent you like 4 or 5 videos.
Yeah, we're gonna bring some more here. Let's see. I just want to make sure I don't remove the wrong one.
It really is a good event. You should at least go once, so you can take a look and see. And there's some items there that we never would have even thought of trying to sell. There's some things that you'll see. We actually found something that we already sell.
Okay.
Which we're now going to be able to get at a better rate.
Great bundling products too.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of great bundles.
And a lot of things you can use bundles. Now there were some of the vendors there. They do tell you when you ask. They ask you, "What do you sell? Where do you sell?" And if you mention any of the regular e-commerce sites, like if you were to mention Amazon, the ones that don't tell you, we don't deal with Amazon, so unfortunately we can't work with you. And we had a few say, we already have an exclusivity contract with Amazon. We can't sell to you. That way you're not able to try and sell the products back on their site. But they will tell you. Okay. You don't have to worry about that. They will tell you.
Huge.
One of the things they look at is your badge first. If they can't decipher anything off your badge, some people white it out. Mm-hmm. That's the convention center.
I mean, it is huge.
That was
banana boat right there.
Outerwear.
Yes.
Like workout type clothes.
Really good deal on banana boat, believe me. And that stuff moves year round.
Did we take a video of the Aztec one?
I don't think we did. Because we're just moving.
Did I send you the video of the Aztec clothing?
We're gonna.
Did you get to watch them all?
I'm gonna pull up. Hold on a second. The next one, and we'll kind of see what we got here.
Okay.
That's Aztec.
What we got going here?
That looks like makeup.
Okay.
Oh, they had an entire beauty, so every type of makeup you could imagine.
Yes, everything.
I don't use it, but it's
you guys.
Jewelry, tons.
Jewelry,
craftware, everything.
Did they have good food
any
to eat?
kind of craft you can think of.
expensive. We brought our own.
Oh.
Not good food. It's like the same type of food you would get at a mall.
Okay, like at the I forget what you call it.
At the food court.
The food court, yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Don't forget
Makeup.
the Korean, all the Philippines, all the different type of manufacturers and stuff like that. Down that one whole section of was it Asian. It was really nice.
For what is it called?
What is that one stuff? We got one product. I can't say about that. We did get one product that's going to hit the market really nice.
Private label. There's a lot of people there
Lots
that do
of
private label for you.
And they will do private label for
Mhm.
you.
And there was a few that offered, well, if you want to get a small amount, test it out. If you like it, let us know, then we can private label for you. But if you do private label, you can't do any type of returns. So most of them said if you just like if you buy a few things you don't like it, return whatever's unused and we will refund you. I didn't answer it. You're gonna have to answer it. Sorry, he's got to go. That's
Okay. Well, you can talk us through this last one, Elizabeth.
I was hoping it was the Aztec. Oh, I can't see that.
Judy's asking
Oh.
about luxury makeup brands.
Since I don't do anything with makeup, I didn't go into those booths.
Okay.
But they did have rows and rows and rows, probably 50 or more vendors that sold makeup. So I'm not sure what brands were there, but that picture right there, those are carpets. Those carpets were as big as living rooms. They were so huge.
Right.
Look how long they are.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. As Amazon sellers, how would that work out?
You wouldn't. Not,
Okay.
But if you needed one for your living room,
you could sell it
I
locally
wonder
though.
about the storage costs on those because I was looking to buy a rug off of Amazon last night, but I was just curious about that seller because it was an Amazon sale and it was another seller, and it wasn't fulfilled by merchant, so I don't know how they
Wow.
got it to Amazon.
I wouldn't be able to do that. That's too much.
huge.
Yeah.
What are these
Those
products? Purses?
No, those look like blankets. Well, why is it so blurry?
Yeah, because when we converted or whatever, it lost some of the.
Okay. Yeah. Babe, can you see what that is? Those look like blankets.
Over here?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really blurry.
I think, okay.
And there
Yeah,
were
those
some
were
first
blankets,
vendors.
I think.
I didn't see though any name brand like Michael Kors or anything like that. I didn't see any name brand type purses or actually I didn't see any of the did you see any name brand
No,
clothing?
we seen some Gucci's. We seen Gucci, but they were deemed not to be. Some said they were fake.
I wouldn't.
I think there was multiple shows going on, multiple trade shows going on in Las Vegas during
Lots of
ASD.
perfume, every kind of perfume.
So there were,
manufacturers
I
there.
don't know the name of the other trade shows, but I'm told that
Yes.
not far away from the ASD show, you could go to another show that had more upscale luxury brands.
Las
and that
Vegas.
there
It was Las Vegas World Trade.
Okay, I think that might have been what I
Las
heard.
Vegas World Trade at the center. World Trade. They had different levels, different
we didn't
floors.
go to that one.
Right.
So the one we went to was at the convention center. The other one was up north by the outlet malls.
And
They have their own type of convention.
And that started
center
Thursday.
Yeah.
Right,
That started
right after
before.
this one broke.
I
It was
did
like
also
that.
hear though that with the upscale brands, the vendors there were not too open to Amazon sellers, and that everything is just different about the show. That maybe you needed to even sort of dress a little bit better going through the show. It was,
Yes.
a little different, but
yeah.
I don't know if that's always the case that they have the shows back to back or overlapping, but it's just something to know.
The ASD, you could go as whatever you wanted to. Someone even tried to drive, what are those? A scooter.
The scooter. Oh, it was tons of scooters.
An actual scooter that you have on the road. Somebody actually drove. into the convention, was trying to get in, and security said, you gotta leave.
They had bags, tons of bags.
I
in the
guess
back.
because there were a lot of people there on the scooters that you rent.
You can rent
where it's the regular. They look like little wheelchairs. You can rent them because it's so huge. Next time I'm gonna do that. It's so huge, so
yeah,
you
we're
can
renting one next year.
ride those little scooters. I guess they thought because everybody else is riding a scooter, let me ride mine. But no, not if it's able to ride in the street. You can't bring it inside.
So check this out, panel. Judy D says, I think I might switch to makeup and perfume. And I don't know exactly what her reasoning is for that, but I don't sell a lot of makeup and perfume. Does any of the panelists get into that? Maybe you want to say for the hustlers out there, would you get into it? Or
is perfume hazmat?
I think it would be.
I believe so, because all mine I do fulfill by merchant.
Okay.
It depends the chemical composition of the perfume. So yes, some of it is hazmat.
But as far as I do know, makeup, a lot of it is sold.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's a product that women are wearing daily. And so it's a consumable. I mean, I don't really get into it. I think I did a video or two where I bought some.
Yeah.
I got some from Kohl's, and I sold it. But
no, we're not interested in that.
Not interested.
Not at all.
That really kind of goes to what we've talked about before. That is, not until you get into it and maybe you try makeup and you decide, no, that's not my thing. Or you try makeup and you think, oh, this is great. I love this. I want to stay right here. Not until you get into it and start working with the different kind of products do you really find what works for you. And that can be different things for different people.
I can say from the little bit I've seen on the fringes, makeup is one of those categories. It's regulated, and things can come down the pipe as far as something being pulled. The FDA pulling something, they find some chemical in there that's not good, or whatever the case is. So you just got to be aware of that.
I think grocery items get pulled faster than makeup does.
You do? Okay.
I think
any of it can be pulled anytime.
Yeah.
That's true. You don't know. You just go for what seems to work for you.
Yeah. That and one of the major things, about makeup and even some like skin lotions and some shampoos, Amazon will require an expiration date. And on some of those, it is definitely not easy to figure that out.
Yeah, it's coded. So yeah, you're right. That's a good point. Looks like Kashama Pusi says hello, newbie here from Canada. Thank you for your videos. You're very welcome. Let's see. So Tim says, do remember that if you can't make it to ASD in person, you can attend online and access the vendors. Maybe you guys touched on that. I don't know.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. I mean,
we didn't know you could go online.
That's the world we're going to anymore.
Yeah.
So much is virtual. Take advantage of it,
Mm-hmm.
I remember signing up for it online last year, and it was free to sign up for the digital event, and then they also you had access to a list of all the vendors that were going to be there or represented digitally, and you could separate all those vendors out to, if they were Amazon friendly or not, if they so chose to put in that in their site thing.
Mm-hmm.
I know before the event. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Before the event, we received an email with a list of their vendors, and they do have that. They have it by their category, what they specialize, and if they're e-commerce friendly or not. That way,
you get the early pass. If you contact them, they'll give you that early pass, so you can get in before everyone on Saturday.
Yeah. So ahead of time, we knew which ones weren't, but the list was so huge, I couldn't remember all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So while you're there, you can ask, or they'll tell you.
I don't know if you heard my question earlier because my mic got unplugged. So I'll ask again, and if you answered, I'll just watch the
And
replay.
you may get a better deal.
Go ahead, Brian.
So my question is, what are the margins in the negotiations and things like that when you attend ASD in person versus acquiring a wholesale account, and what you're seeing, when you go kind of like through that online process to establish account versus visiting somebody in person? Are you able to say, hey, I need, 20% or something like that? Can you give us an
Yes.
idea about how that works?
Good question.
Yes. So every person that we contacted that we were interested in, it's like going to buy a car. They're salespeople and they get commissions. So their goal is to, one, get you as a customer and then give you a good offer. We had really good offers for some of the stuff we were interested in. We had one gentleman say, well, you know what? I'm going to give you the first X amount at my cost. And after that, we'll give it to you at this cost. So it depends on the person. And then that person that you're dealing with, they will be your sales rep for the longevity of your contract with them. If you have a contract, or you're as long as you want to be with them.
You want that contact.
They will be their
already
personal
built that
contact. They give
relationship.
you their personal information, their email, their phone number. A lot of them give their cell phones. They definitely want to be
Right.
your person for them, your contact, and they're going to give you good rates. Some better than others. It depends on where you're going, but yes, they would definitely give you better rates than if you do it online. Online, you're just somebody putting in an
You're
order.
just a number. Where instead you can call Bob or Frank. This is Nate. Oh yeah, we met at the store. Right, we met at the thing. You're going to get a better deal.
And they each told us, well, once you work with us, if you're happy, you can refer me to someone else. So they're getting commission. They're going to do what they can to get you in.
Right.
And then if we find someone that we're working well with, we're happy to share it with others. There's enough for everybody.
Wow.
We got a lot of free things because of who we talked to, who we met. I mean, we got some things that we probably shouldn't have got free. We probably should have paid for, but we got them because we made that
most of them
connection.
were not providing samples,
Right.
though.
And they
Most
weren't
were not providing samples at all.
But the ones that were.
I'm so upset.
I sent Karen some of the videos, so
they sent me a lot of great videos along the way. Kind of took me along with them virtually, but it wasn't quite the same as being there, obviously.
So
but I was appreciative.
So Nate and Elizabeth, Judy D says the only problem with those distributors, they want you to have a physical store. Can you expound on that? We
didn't come in contact with that at all.
Okay.
Nobody told us, do you actually have a brick and mortar? No one asked us that. They did not. They didn't. I don't know if they didn't care or if they just weren't worried about it. No one asked us that at all.
I think that might be part of the whole point of the show and why it's valuable to go. Because when we're
from your badge, so they didn't matter. It didn't matter.
They can
when we're online applying or just calling them on the phone or emailing them, there's they don't know you don't know them.
Yeah.
But if they show up there and you're there, I think Nate and Elizabeth, you're spot on. They're there to do business with you.
Exactly.
But they ain't got time with this you email and stuff like that. You just part of a whole pile.
Right.
They'll get to when and if they get to it. When you're physically there, actually,
because you're serious if you're there.
You're there.
Oh, and they're trying to get you, because the first thing they did is, oh, what do you do? Where do you sell? Here, let me show you this. And then as they're doing that, almost all of them will go quickly to their little clipboards. Let's fill out your information and place an order right now. They're just like car salesmen. They're trying to quickly. It was fast. Wait, hold on. Let me see what you have first. So a couple of them were like, okay, we're interested. So this is what I want. But
so it's kind of like going to Jamaica. They can be a little aggressive.
So how did you quickly analyze what you did and didn't want when you're at the show?
I'm sorry, it froze for a minute. So it froze for a minute, so we didn't hear Brian.
Oh, I was going to ask you, when you're at the show, how did you quickly analyze whether something was going to be profitable and a fit for your business?
It has to be something that we were interested in the first place. And if it's something that we weren't thinking about, we researched on the phone really fast.
And
Gotcha.
price.
Yeah, and pricing
Price
too.
was
And it's always, you can sample, or not sample, you can test it. So there actually was one item that we're not sure of. We did look it up, but we purchased 5 and we'll try it out. And if it works, then we're ready to make a big order.
Oh, nice. So no MOQs then.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now there were some companies that required, well, you have to buy this many, a few hundred or a few thousand. And depending on if you're willing to spend that much money for something that you haven't tried, then I'm not willing to do that. Not unless I know for sure that we've researched it. It's something that we already know will do well. Then we're willing to risk spending thousands of dollars on something that we haven't done
truckloads of
before.
pallets. Truckloads of pallets is one of them.
Yeah, because otherwise, can you imagine having a pallet of something that you haven't tried before, but you can't send it back? I'm not worth.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
doing
I've
that.
had that happen. No fun.
So if you have an idea of the types of things you're interested in, research it before the convention, and then when you go, if you see it, then you know.
Can I say one of the things that some of the vendors already knew, or they did their research on your margins, so they know what kind of margins you needed. And when I met a vendor that knew that and understood that, and their product was perfect, hey, it's a no-brainer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, matter of fact, I know who you're talking about. Let's say, for example, this one guy, I can't remember what it was. So let's say he says, look, I will sell this to you for $3.
That was Terry.
I'll sell this to you for $3, and it's generally selling for $35. After your fees and whatever, he's like, oh, you could probably easily bring $15 profit for you. There was one vendor who actually, he had done research on that. So you may find some that do that. Hey, if it's going to cost you this much, it generally sells for this much. Fees are approximately this. And that's another way. That's actually how he got his attention, by telling him the numbers.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay, hustlers, I'm going to make an announcement real quick, and then we'll get into the final questions because we're coming up on the hour, and we're going to tighten this up. So, for any newbies that might be out here, if you would like, I do offer a product for you. It's called the Arbitrage Total Training System, and it includes ungated leads, it includes coaching, it includes classes, all sorts of things. There will be a link down in the description if you're interested in that. And at this point, if you have any more questions, go ahead and put those in, and we'll take it from there. Let's see what we got here. Judy D says, make sure it's a manifested palette. Okay. Mina says, for ASD, would you order a single product for an existing listing or need to create your own bundles to be profitable?
It would have to be, it would have to be what the product is.
Okay.
You have to see. It would depend on what the actual product would be.
Right.
They did have a lot of things though you can use for your bundles. So if you're someone who doesn't want anybody else to jump on your listing, there's lots of items there that you could only get at ASD. So that's a good thing there.
Okay.
Lots of candles, Karen. You have to come.
Don't worry, Karen.
Lots of home decor.
Just plan now for next year.
Yes.
I'll be there.
You know what? No, you were not supposed to be here.
I wasn't.
No, you weren't supposed to be here.
I wasn't supposed to be. It's
Mhm.
okay. It's
So
okay.
it'll be better for you next year. Watch.
Be okay.
Yes.
But seriously, guys, to Nate and Elizabeth,
Brian, you
on
got to get
behalf
out of there.
on behalf of all of the working class hustlers and the entire uh, YouTube family, we got to thank the two of you.
Yes.
Nate and Elizabeth, this was wonderful that you took of your time. You're there on business and you're thinking about us. You didn't have to do it. Um, I can't thank you enough. I really can't. This has been a real treat. And so, for
It
those
was
of you
fun.
watching, replay this, watch this again, take the nuggets out of there. There are gems that you're not going to get in one viewing. If you're serious about your business, these are things that you're going to have to consider. I want you to stop and think about something, hustlers. I want you to stop and think about something. When you talk about Nate and Elizabeth, you're not talking about the casual sellers that are just doing this on the side. You're talking about a couple. This is how they make their living. This is how they
Yes.
eat. So
Yep.
you have to take in, when you listen to a couple like that, you're talking about people. This is how they're eating, so they know what they're doing.
They're a
They're saying
power
that we need to
couple.
be there.
Resellers.
Yes.
Power
Yes.
resellers.
We are professional shoppers.
And the proof is in the pudding. This is how
That's
they
awesome.
eat. So,
Yeah.
a lot
We
of
have to
people
get the
people come to this platform wanting to sell on Amazon, and they're asking, "Can I do this full time?" There you have it, right there. Yes, you can,
but you have to
do the
prepare
work.
for it. You have to prepare for it.
Thank
If you
you.
want to be a reseller, you want to sell full time, you must have your finances together, because this is starting a business. And just because it's on e-commerce, it's not any different than doing a physical business. If you want to do that, plan in advance, make sure you have other income coming in, or that you have enough funds to last you for X amount of time, because you don't know what your profits are going to be, if you're going to be profitable immediately or if it's going to take some time. Just like with any other business, make sure you save, or you have consistent income. That way you don't have the stress of, we didn't get any sales this month, how am I going to pay my mortgage, or
Because
how do I
yeah,
eat?
because once that happens, now you're in panic mode.
Mm-hmm.
Once you're
Yep.
panicking, you cannot think clearly. When you
Yep.
cannot think clearly, you cannot make sound decisions, and it's
Correct.
your fault because you didn't come in ready for this. Everybody wanna talk about how much money they're gonna make on Amazon, and they want everything to be guaranteed. And like Elizabeth said, this is like any other business.
Yep.
Okay, you're sourcing at Walmart. Does Walmart make money on every product that they bring to market? No.
Probably not.
You're sourcing at Target. Why is Target having clearance items? They didn't sell. So it's like you think you're gonna be better? This is business, guys. So, but yeah, thanks so much. Let's see if we had another. I don't know if anybody addressed this already. I've been looking at books at Dollar Tree and see that they put a dot or a slash at the bottom of the books in closed
Yep.
pages. Does that mean it can't be sold as new?
Correct.
Absolutely cannot.
You
It's
can't
called a
sell
remainder
Do it.
mark.
A
Mm-hmm.
remainder mark.
that makes them use like
Yep. They have to be sold. Yeah. Used or like new.
use like
Why do they do
can-
that?
Because they know there's resellers.
yeah
Which doesn't make
Few of
sense to
always
me.
books
Yeah.
do that too.
But there's still money in books even when you don't sell as new. Am I right? I'm not a big book
Yes.
guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's not necessarily a deal breaker.
No, it's not a deal breaker.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, guys. So we have gone
So a
3
whole
minutes
box of them.
over the hour. I'm going to ask the panelists to hang around. Don't leave. We're going to have our own little after actions review. But to the working class hustles of America and all over the globe, my name is Horace, also known as La Machine. I want to thank you so much for spending your time with us. Again, make sure you subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Give this video a thumbs up, a like, share it. Join us next week. Have you guys noticed the audio got a little bit better? We're always advancing. We're always looking to improve. Take advantage. These real sellers are out here, not asking you for nothing except your attention, and we're here for you. So on that note, what we want you to do is go ahead over and watch some of the other videos. We've got an entire series on tactical arbitrage. We have the lightning courses for tactical arbitrage. We have videos to teach you how to evaluate. And the hustlers will tell you, this panel will tell you, the key to this business is like any other skill. You learn how to think, how to evaluate. And as you will hear Nate say a lot, once you learn the few little things that you need to learn, at that point, you ain't got enough money to source all of the good deals that are out there.
You're fine. That's right.
You know, so, all right, guys, that's going to wrap. Panelists, I'm going to see you in the back end. We'll see you guys. Wave goodbye, panelists. That you too, Karen.
I was writing a note.